community. This is some pieces about a teenage collective at the end of time. What the heart longs for when it only knows heat. We wander outside the common cultures at dusk. Multiple remnants of discarded bodies litter the ground, many manufactured to resemble a lost dream. I move lightly between them, or rather through, and my shadow spells them back together into a continuous statement on individuality and electronics. Reflected in a cloudy iris, the sky's reflection no longer seems aberrant. I lean on you, turning in my heart how to unify the light paths you cast against me after hours. A radial semaphore in the distance merges with the tectonic rigs across the horizon. The sight of it calls forth a short prayer from my mouth, a pictograph I dreamed. We spend the afternoon together watching a docudrama about wild horses that roamed the ancient Arctic Circle. Surprisingly sleek, built for speed and not the weather, they were remarkable for their recklessness. They careen headlong down ice bluffs to fall into a broken heap. We can hear the small, tinny sounds of their terror as they plunge across vast, glowing glacial faces. All of this takes place alongside an abstractly relentless gunmetal sea. I can feel you turn to me, wetness marking the corners of your lips and eyes. I too am mesmerized, my vision limited to a sense of motion on the peripheries. Later, I'm summoned for an impromptu scan, and miraculously, I pass. What is it to be made of water and light, to run towards an end without demarcation? My body resists running, floats along an intelligent track, inadvertently attunes to the world market's ups and downs. If a century is best characterized by its heat and speed, we long to be cold, mimicking a damp furnace for night without a sense of hazard in the park. I spend the day packing kites with snow. The news from Shenyang, now fallen into the sea, thrives in lasers across evenly distributed stratus clouds. The Dow is up 1,700 points. Contemporaneity invites us along, and as a dweller of this partitioned atmosphere, I cannot resist. As for our infinite summer, the endless variety of sauces and nibbling sticks, the badminton we pretend to play as though on command, it's careless of our resistance, our various stands. I feel heavy in the center of my body at this spot. You tell me to mime synchronizing my breath like a mythical combustion engine for 15 days in response. I want to say that you address me from another age, or I live in the future that you dream. We wandered here together after I was tossed into a rose-colored storm. The flickering sheets of antiquity brushing across my mind are a hazardous affair, and inside of them I become monstrous, long. The plastered room with one window facing the careless street is overrun with brilliant horses. They come from the other side of the moon and now live on a lake of ice. They run across my memories, reminding me of nothing. I focus very strongly on this, and the moment magnifies. The mail arrives to snap me from this reverie. I try hard to return, remain resolute in my emptiness. We spend a lot of our time together on the new practice of miming collective breath. The latest insight, rose. I see how this takes us towards another manner of gathering, of setting things aside that are filled with activity and then transformed into light. I'm certain this is what powers the recollections we continually strive to have. You dreamed you were fishing in a spotted lake. The wary crickets trundling to and fro along the coast's glaring edge were a detail we prefabricated together. Though there are many other small inventions that are mine, I insist that you keep them. We agree to watch them lovingly disintegrate into a sidereal gale. As the primary wind rises to its glimmering siren pitch, our gaze breaks. The tarmac requires our adolescence. At daybreak, then the sun at noon, and later at dusk, memory ever announces the roundness of the era. If I could bloom a begonia blossom or send quills for my thoughts, the gorgeousness of the surrounds might better mirror the marshaled affect of my dystrophies. Sunlight as glass, or the way our youth is now a token of what hazy seems. The demagogue from the past speaks. To know all things and never wonder remains the greatest cure. You assure me that with time and a more strongly developed intuitive connectivity, these things will wash away as sunlight changes now into day. But most profoundly, I wander back to this severe instant to find myself already contemplatively crouched in conjecture, aloof and lost in the jet stream's billowing waves.